So if you think about it logically, trust is the most vital part of a marriage, that you can blindfoldedly walk with your partner.
But then trust is something that you earn and you gain. It's not on a piece of paper.
Absolutely.
And you will not know that in the first 5 minutes of meeting somebody.
Absolutely, and this is where an arranged marriage works, because you do get to know one another. The concept that it was previously, two families sit down and yes, we like your family details, we like your family details, right, let's get our son and daughter married, let them speak to each other, and then 5 minutes later, right, you're getting engaged. That's changed. The assisted arranged marriage system now...
You know, I have to disagree with you. I don't think it's actually changed that much.
It's changed because the individuals have a chance to get to know one another. They can spend time. We have marriages arranged where people have been meeting each other for up to 2 years.
Okay, so let me pose this example to you. Your kids, when they're older and they find somebody on their own, would you be okay with that? Would it be a big concern if this person wasn't the right religion, wasn't the right caste, but was actually a really decent human being?
Okay, I had this discussion with my wife because I said to her that, you know, they will bring home who they like and we're not going to have much say in it, because I think that's the way the trend is going. But then it's how you bring them up at home. The way I was brought up at home as a Hindu was that I am going to marry a Hindu girl. Okay, I'm of a Brahmin caste, but I didn't marry a Brahmin girl. And I think that it's really what the parents have sort of programmed you to believe, and that's the way you go up. You see individuals in college, okay, they're out with mixed religions and all the rest of it, but in the back of their minds, they know that when I settle down, I've got to marry somebody who is my caste and community.
Parag, what age group are the majority of your clients?
The majority of clients fall in the 25 to 40 age group, but we cater from the sort of late teens up to, I've got ladies in the 70s and a gentleman in the 80s.
I'm really happy for the ladies and men that are in their 70s are now, you know, looking to start a new life. But I'm a little bit concerned about the 19-year-old that's coming in and saying, I'm ready to get married. Do you really think that a 19-year-old is ready to get married?
It used to happen before. It's up to the individual. If the individual, she's not just being sent to us by her parents, she's come in physically. You know, and
Wait,
we've
if you
asked
had
the
a friend
question,
that was 19 years old, okay, not a client, it was somebody, a relative, a niece, 19 years old, telling you that they're ready to get married, outside of your profession, wouldn't you advise them to wait?
I don't think there's a right age for marriage. You know, the fact is that the average age of marriage for girls, for example, has moved up to 29 in the last decade. It used to be 24. Okay, that's because people are focused on careers and they're putting the personal lives to one side. You know, women, with all due respect, have a clock ticking against them. You know, suddenly they hit 29 and they think, oh my God, 30, you know, how many more years have I got where I can have children without the risks and all the rest of it? You know, if you are settled in life, you're ready, you're mature, you know, you will know that I'm ready to have a partner in my life.
I don't know, Parag. I'm going to have to disagree with you on that. I mean, I just, you know, I don't think a teenager, no matter what they're saying, because at 19 I was saying a lot of stuff too, but, you know, I mean, you're just not emotionally mature enough to find your life partner at that age.
Well, the fact is that if you look at the first generation, a lot of them would have got married in their late teens and early 20s.
Yeah, I mean, 50
you know,
years ago.
But I am also telling you that the majority of our clients are the 25 plus. You know, it's only a minority that are coming in that age group, but then you can tell by meeting them that they're quite mature. You know, and they are ready to be married.
Very interesting. We're talking about marriages, and we can talk about this for the next month, but we'll have to take a break, and we'll be back in a minute. Hi, welcome back to Broken Silence. I'm Sanyya Gardez, and we're talking about the issue of marriages. Joining me still is Parag Bhargava from Suman Matrimonial Bureau, Marriage Bureau, and the legendary Meena Kumari. Thank you for joining us today. Meena, tell us a little bit about what you do.
Okay, my name is Meena Kumari. I'm the founder and director of a training company based in Leicester called Hope Training and Consultancy. And what we do is deliver domestic violence training, in particular issues around forced marriages and honour-based violence, to professionals that are working with clients that are going through these issues.
So do you see, obviously you must see more women come through the door than men?
I've seen both. I've seen women that have gone through domestic abuse as well as men that have gone through domestic abuse. I've seen some very horrific cases to do with forced marriages and links with other issues such as physical abuse, mental abuse, and also rape and sexual assault.
Do you think that it makes a difference whether the marriage was arranged or whether it was a love marriage in terms of being abused?
I think anyone can be the victim of domestic violence, regardless of your age, race, colour, background, sexual orientation. I've dealt with same-sex couples as well. Whether it was a forced marriage or an arranged marriage, I've had clients from both backgrounds. The difference with a forced marriage is you will find there is a lot more extended families that may be involved, or family friends, or even the uncle from down the street that's got involved.
So it doesn't really make a difference if a boy and a girl met at the bar and got married 6 months later in terms of, if domestic violence is going to happen, it's going to happen.
Definitely, because you can't predict it. When you meet your partner, you do not know the next day that domestic violence is going to occur, or you may be slapped or kicked or punched or beaten or raped. It can happen to anyone. I've had clients that have been with their partners for 3 years, and then they've started to talk to me, or I've started to talk to professionals that have said, well, the domestic violence has started to occur, I never saw the signs and symptoms, and what do I do, where can I go?
What's your own personal belief on marriages and arranged marriages?
I'll give you a personal example. I met my partner, my husband, when I was 13. I was naughty. Met him at secondary school. We actually dated for 13 years, and we only got married 3 months ago, and I'm 26 now.
Right, okay.
That was my choice.
That was a love marriage, of course.
Yeah, and it's this whole notion of, love and arrange. I mean, when people say to me, who's your partner, who did you get married to? I just said, well, I got married to my boyfriend.
Right.
I don't say, I had a love marriage and arranged marriage. To me, I just got married to so-and-so.
When you speak to non-Asians and you say, oh, I've had a love marriage, they look at you like, what other kind of marriage is there?
Yeah.
So, Parag, I wanted to I'll open it up to both of you and anybody in the audience as well. When somebody's coming to you, they want to get married and they might come with their family or whatever, are they being honest with their potential partners about how many sexual partners they've had, how many boyfriends they've had, whether they drink or smoke?
Generally, we find that when the two individuals are left to have a chat with each other, they will be quite honest and open about things that they may not have disclosed to their parents, and their parents may not have knowledge about.
But aren't they scared that their parents are sitting in the room outside that they might find out?
Well, I think they don't realise how far the information goes. I mean, obviously, we get feedback from the individuals, but we are also quite discreet as well, and we can tell that, okay, their parents aren't aware of this fact or that fact. If we've had a couple meet up and had a chat with each other, then a few days later they call us for feedback. If the boy says, oh, this girl's done this and done that, so we're not interested, or his mum might phone us and say, oh, she told him that this and that. That's fine. We leave it to that. We don't go back to them and say, oh, your daughter's apparently done this and done that, whatever. That is up to the individual. But I think it's very positive that they can actually sit with each other and discuss those things, because they realise that it's the part of honesty that's going to be in that relationship. So what they're actually doing then is setting that ground from the start, that, look, I'm being as open to you as possible because I'm here for a genuine relationship.
I think it's probably,
there's also an element of not wanting to get caught out afterwards.
Exactly. I think I'm going to be as open as I can possibly be without giving too much away. Yeah,
that can obviously be there as well. But I think, because they are there with a view to find that partner for life, they're not just there for dating, friendship, networking. So, they're trying to start on the right foot. Sometimes it can work against them, but then, if the person accepts you for who you are, and rather than, for things that you've done, you have to assess all that. So it's better to be assessed for what you are and who you are rather than what you could be.
Mina, what was your partner? Is he the same religion and caste and
Yeah, I mean, we're a different caste. We're the same religion, but when I met him at the age of 13...
You didn't ask?
You don't know. Yeah, you don't know. You don't know what they're going to be. You don't know that you're going to end up marrying them. You don't know what your future's going to hold. At the age of 13, it's, I fancy him, he's my boyfriend. So, to me, it was, I fancy him, he's my boyfriend.
Were your parents okay with it?
My parents found out when I was 15, and they've known all along. We actually lived together. I used to live at his on the weekends. I used to go and stay at his on the weekends.
And they were quite okay with that?
My parents were absolutely fine with it. His parents were absolutely fine with it. And I think it was more of because there was mutual consent there. We were very open about what we were doing. We didn't deny anything. Obviously, when you're a bit younger, at the age of 13, you do like to sneak around. But when we got a bit older, it was a matter of, well, actually, we know we do want to stay together.
Well, after, you guys lived together for a little while, if it didn't work out and you guys broke up, would it then have been an issue to to a future partner that you had lived with your ex-boyfriend?
Hopefully my future partner wouldn't have judged me and punished me for living with someone else, because I'm sure there's numerous people in the UK that do that. And you shouldn't really see it as a punishment, and you shouldn't judge someone just because they've lived with someone else. When I was at university, a lot of my university friends would have live-in boyfriends, but they would kick them out on the weekends that their parents would come over.
Sure, yeah.
Or go home and never tell their parents that they had the live-in boyfriend. Or they knew, for example, that when they left university, they were not going to marry that individual. And I see it as a punishment. Why is that punishment there?
Yeah, it's very